financial services sector is one of the most dynamic and rapidly growing sectors today. With rising incomes driving the demand for financial services across income brackets and a huge untapped potential at the bottom of the pyramid, the rural sector, where financial services still haven't made inroads, the sector is poised for brisk growth. With increasing use of technology set to be a game changer, in this episode we meet a man whose company has seized the opportunity presented by the financial services sector. This is the office of the Bezel Group in New Delhi, a brokerage house that aims to provide 360-degree advisory to its clients to help them manage all their financial needs. Founder and Managing Director Angad Singh Bhatia has been at the helm of affairs since 1998 when he set up the company. Hello and welcome to a brand new series on CNBC TV 18 called Center Stage. I'm Sumit Lakhotia. Now join me on this series as I travel the country to meet the men and women who've built successful businesses from the ground up. They've battled adversity and challenged the status quo. They've had an appetite for perfection and had a desire to make their mark on the world. Let's find out what makes these leaders tick and fuels their success. Mr. Bhatia, welcome to the show. Now, first up, let's talk about your early life, because I believe you actually have a degree in engineering. So, how come engineering to the financial markets?
Well, in 1992, I graduated from Delhi College of Engineering, and I did a job for around 2 years in Pune with an engineering concern. But I already had that entrepreneurial skills, and I wanted to do something on my own. So I started on exports and imports. It was a big thing at that time. So everybody wanted to, the young blood. Yeah. Okay, I want to prove myself. I want to do something.
With 91, with the liberalization, just the country just opening up.
So we got into exports with the erstwhile CIS countries and all. They were just breaking up, and there was a lot of opportunities there. But I always had a knack for the financial markets since I'm an engineer. So I always loved numbers. So in 1997-98, I had an opportunity of getting into the markets, and I bought a company which was a sub-brokership of one of the main brokers. So that's where it all started off.
And when you started your business, the current one, what were some of the initial hurdles that you faced?
Well, first of all, I had no knowledge of it. Okay, the simple thing of the accounting, getting the shares transferred. I was basically a one-man show. I had nobody, and from being a dealer to being the CEO of the company was all in one.
Okay.
So in the morning I used to have 6 phones, because there used to be a lot of there was less of online transaction, but more of people coming to your office, sitting with you and having a chat and dealing with you. So I had a one-room office, and it was probably 10 feet by 8 feet. Yeah. And I worked from my home, and that's how it started. So I started as a dealer, and I did my accountings in the evening. I transferred shares myself, everything. So that's been a learning experience, because that is very important.
That's the bit about all entrepreneurship concerns. When you start off, you're everything. You're the office boy, you're the CEO, you're the founder. So
I was everything. I had 6 phones. I was holding like this. By the end of the day, I used to have a bad neck.
Great. And the financial services business, being in this, you've kept your eye on the markets for almost now 15 years, over 15 years now. How have things changed? Because they have changed a lot.
Yes, they have. I mean, when I started, the era of physical shares was coming to an end. So they were getting dematerialized, and NSE was coming up. Then the future and options markets was there. Earlier, what used to happen, there used to be a trading hall like the Delhi Stock Exchange. People used to shout, and the clients never used to get the right rate. When you go to buy a share, you used to get at the highest rate of the day, and you used to go to sell, you used to get the lowest. And the brokers used to make the money in between. So basically, the transparency has increased. And this is all benefit to the National Stock Exchange and the way the markets have changed and the retail participation. Plus, the brokerages have also fallen quite a lot because of this, because the volume is going through the roof. Yes. And yes, the regulation. It is very important that our markets are well regulated. And it's good for the investor also and for the broker also.
There's always this euphoria of, the markets touching a new high, which is like really exciting times for some people. So, but do you think on how can this euphoria in fact also have a bad effect, because sometimes people are just like uncontrolled and they get into the markets?
You see, the only way, if a share goes from, let's say, from 100 to 200, you don't know whether it's going to go to 1,000. Nobody knows that. No matter how many analysts come on TV or how many people do a lot of research.
True.
The only way to manage your money is to manage your risk. So the best way to look at it is, if you take 2 steps forward, you take 1 step back. Right. So whatever you do, you invest that amount of money which you don't lose your sleep over.
True.
And you can manage it very easily without your emotions getting into it. So my advice to client is, yes, I don't know where the markets are going to go. I'm very bullish on the market right now, because the way the Modi has come and everything, the policy paralysis should end now, and we should move forward. You will be surprised how high the markets can go still.
Okay, great. Let's come back to the Bezel Group and you. Now, what are some of the main opportunities that came across your path in the last 15 years, and which you've been able to encash to keep growing?
Well, there's been when the commodity trading started, I think it was around 2004, 2005, with the MCX coming up, and there was a lot of gold and silver being traded on the exchange and crude. We saw an opportunity, because I'm a trader by nature. So I used to do a lot of arbitrage, I used to do a lot of trading. We saw an opportunity there, which was nascent and was not looked at that moment. And at that point of time, there was also a lot of international trading, which had just started. So I was reading an article, and I think it was Business Today or something like that. And there was a lot of mention about international gold trading. So we used to do a lot of arbitrage with gold.
Yes.
So that was a real turning point at that moment, which really catapulted us to the next level.
The importance of technology now in your business, and how are brokerages keeping up to mark with technology, because technology is changing every 2 years. There's something new, in fact less than every 2 years there's something new happening. How are you keeping up to date with
as
technology?
I mentioned, around a decade back, 2 decades back, they used to be calling on the floor. And now with the advent of internet and the speeds going up of the internet speeds, we used to have those dial-in phones for the internet earlier. Everybody is in contact with the stock market. I mean, you just need to log on, go to a website, and you can register yourself and you start trading.
Right.
I mean, after filling up the form and everything. And then there are a lot of social media, there are a lot of blogs, there's Facebook, Twitter, and the customer today is in search of content.
Yes.
And there's a very good opportunity through these mediums to deliver that content. So yes, technology is very, very important, but it is not the single factor which can propel you forward. It can be a helping factor.
On the other side of this break, we get Angad Singh Bhatia to tell us how he keeps his cool when the markets are going up and down. Stay tuned.
Focus, ideate, innovate, enable.
Hands are made to play. Hands are made to share. Hands are made for joy.
Kohler presents Pure Clean, multi-function bidet seats. Enjoy hands-free hygiene for your everyday routine.
Hands are made for love.
Samsung Galaxy Note 3 series. A note for everyone.
CNBC TV 18 and HUL's Lessons in Marketing Excellence gave us a chance to pick on the brains of India's biggest advertising gurus. It was an extremely inspiring and a great learning experience. We felt absolutely elated and very proud on seeing our film on all major channel networks.
CNBC TV 18 and HUL present Lessons in Marketing Excellence, Season 6.
presented by Hindustan Unilever Limited. Associate sponsor Frederic Constance Genevieve.
I love cars and I test them to the very limit and sometimes beyond.
I have your weekly dose of news, analysis and exclusive happenings in the automotive sector.
I've tested every motorcycle launched in India for the past 13 years. I help you make the right buying decision.
I am Overdrive.
I am Overdrive.
I am Overdrive.
Servo presents Overdrive at these times.
Overdrive presented by Servo. Add life. In association with the new CLA 45 AMG.
चॉइस नहीं है, तुम्हें ये करना ही पड़ेगा।
लेकिन प्रिया इतने कम टाइम में ये सब कैसे होगा?
Sorry guys, you'll have to manage it. अच्छा रोहित, मैं घर पहुंच रही हूँ। तुम डिनर में क्या खाओगे? ओके। बॉस को बोलो कि वाइफ बुला रही है।
तुम ही बोलो ना बॉस को।
जल्दी आना।
Sometimes smartphones can add a little magic to life. That's why we've made a network specially for them. Airtel, the smartphone network.
Focus, ideate, innovate, enable.
Welcome back. You're watching Center Stage and I'm in conversation with Mr. Angad Singh Bhatia of the Bezel Group. Now Mr. Bhatia, it's said that change is the only constant, and especially in a market like this with a financial services market, things are changing all the time. So how are you evolving as a company to ensure that you're giving the best services to your clients?
Okay. So like I mentioned earlier, that technology is a very important part of it. We used to, I'll give you a very simple example. We used to have a very static website. Okay. Now the clients are all faceless.
Yeah.
Earlier, what you used to have those 200-300 clients,
yeah,
and they used to trade with you, and you used to make good money out of them with brokerage going up to 1, 2, 3%, whatever. Now we've got 10, 15, 20,000 clients,
right,
and they're all faceless. From all the way from Chennai to Calcutta. I've never seen them. I probably never meet them.
Yeah.
Also.
Sure.
So the challenge there is that how do you keep in touch with those clients? Okay, for trading purposes, for one-on-one interaction, and keep them with Bezel. So that's where we have to get our website more dynamic. That's what we're working on right now. As I mentioned earlier, we're working on the content.
Right.
We're working on the education. So this is what we are trying to do as getting the things changed. And also the brokerages have fallen so much. It is obviously very difficult to survive on, by increasing your staff or increasing, your overheads.
Right.
So what we try to do is using technology, keeping the same amount of overheads, and increasing our revenue.
Okay.
Through technology.
The government, and along with the government, stock exchanges and stakeholders of the financial services market have been making a lot of efforts over time to get more retail investor participation into the markets. And this time I'm talking specifically about the equity markets. Are you seeing a change? Are you seeing an increase of people coming to you saying, yes, Mr. Bhatia, we want to invest, tell us where to invest?
So what has happened is, what I have seen is from the era of 2005 to 2008, a lot of retail investors came into the market. And they still are coming into the retail market. But that was a real surge.
Yeah.
But due to what I would say is the inefficiencies in us as a broker, a lot of clients lost money because of, I would say, bad advisory and bad management of the client.
Right.
So clients are still very afraid to get into the market because what they've seen is that unhone paisa dilwaya, and they made us, there used to be an RM concept of, if you put in 1 lakh, we'll double your money, we'll triple your money and all that. He used to overtrade and we used to lose money. So the trust has gone.
Okay.
I'll be honest with you, as a stockbroker, the trust has gone. So that's where the regulator has helped us, in the sense that we are better regulated now. So there's less chance of these things happening. I won't say they won't happen, because as I said, there is greed that will happen. But retail investor participation, I think, should start picking up now. It is there, but it's plateaued. It should pick up now. Because with the new generation coming up and with the internet, I think we have more than 300 million users at the moment. Internet, out of 1 billion population, there's, I think, less than 5% is in the stock market. So, I mean, the potential is huge.
Looking at India as an investment destination for the FIIs that do come in, and you know, there's always this, the FDI is a big topic of discussion amongst everybody, has their own view on it. Will India re-emerge as a good investment destination for foreign money?
They should. I mean, where else in the world you'll find 1 billion people who can speak English? Okay. So, I mean, the Chinese are trying, but I believe me, Chinese cannot speak English. Okay, even after 20, 30 years, 40 years, they cannot speak English. Where will they find such a huge population and such a big middle class with so much of spending power? Okay. There's a lot of potential here. That's why you see all these multinationals, all these big giants, American companies, whether it's Amazon or whether it's GM or whether it's Toyota or whatever, coming to India and setting up shop here. They have a long-term view. They're not looking at today or tomorrow. They're looking 15, 20 years hence. You see a lot of investment in the insurance sector. I'm sure the insurance sector should open up now, which is a huge sector, which has a huge gestation period of nearly 15 years. Yes, it's a huge potential. And I think we've just scratched the surface.
After the break, we get this successful entrepreneur to spill the beans on what he believes makes a good leader and where he thinks the financial services industry is heading. Stay tuned.
Focus. Ideate. Innovate. Enable.
ओए, अपना पुराना मोबाइल बेचना है, हैं? तो कोई कर ऐप डाउनलोड कर। हाँ जी, कोई कर। फिर फोटो खींच। कोई कर पे बेच। ओए, पढ़ने तो। नो फिकर, बेच कोई कर।
भारतीय बैडमिंटन को विश्व स्तर तक ले जाने में मैं एक जरिया बनी। आज दुनिया भर के खिलाड़ियों के लिए हम भी एक चुनौती हैं। इस पर मुझे गर्व है। भारत मेरी पहचान।
The names say it all. Serious people influencing decisions and actions.
Development ये जन आंदोलन होना चाहिए. It should be a mass movement.
Empire builders, icons, titans.
We have been growing well, and I expect to continue to do so.
They're powerful leaders.
There is light at the end of the tunnel.
They're competitive.
Small SMEs can really play a role in offering solutions which are more cost effective.
They're at the top of their game.
All forecasts point towards better global growth in 2014.
We're talking about moguls, mavericks, legends. These people have changed the world and how you do business. And they're having a conversation you'll never forget. Catch The Appointment with Donald J. Trump only on CNBC TV 18. For those who love going off the beaten track, Polaris presents Off-Roader 2014 in association with CNBC TV 18. Coming soon.
I love cars and I test them to the very limit and sometimes beyond.
I have your weekly dose of news, analysis and exclusive happenings in the automotive sector.
I've tested every motorcycle launched in India for the past 13 years. I help you make the right buying decision.
I am Overdrive.
I am Overdrive.
I am Overdrive.
Servo presents Overdrive at these times.
Overdrive, presented by Servo. Add life. In association with the new CLA 45 AMG.
Explore the boulevard of real estate investment in India on Prime Property. Send your queries to primeproperty@network18online.com and get expert views and answers to all your queries on Property Doctor at these times, only on CNBC TV 18.
Prime Property, co-presented by indiaproperty.com, the best place to buy new property.
Pure details emerge with pictures and sound as pure as gold. The gold standard of televisions. Sony 4K. Bravia. Sony.
Focus. Ideate. Innovate. Enable.
Welcome back. You're watching Center Stage and I'm in conversation with Mr. Angad Singh Bhatia of the Bezel Group. Mr. Bhatia, according to you, what are some qualities that a good leader and a successful entrepreneur should have?
Okay. A leader should first of all have humility. Okay. What I mean by humility, he should be able to listen to everybody. He should be able to learn from everybody. Whether it's a person, a cobbler on the street doing his job and taking his daily wages home, or whether it's from a person in his office, okay, and he should be able to impart these things, these qualities to his own people. And less than 1% of people actually find what they like doing. Okay, like I like trading, so I'm the lucky one who knows what I want in life. But people go through life not knowing what they want. So the challenge for a leader is to see and to know and to find out that his employees what they want, what they can excel in.
Yes.
He may be on the trading desk, but maybe his niche is in accounts, something like that. So it is the job of the leader to do that.
So getting everyone to work in what they're passionate about.
He should be perceptive. He should be able to listen, able to see what other people cannot see.
Well, I just have a couple of more questions for you. Mainly, I just want to know what your thought is for the next 5 years for the financial services industry. What does the roadmap look like?
I think our markets will open. You see, we are still very constricted as a broker's house. If I want to trade, let's say I want to trade in the Brazilian stock exchange, where there's an opportunity, or on the Russian stock exchange, where there's a lot of opportunity, I can't. Okay, I'm not allowed to, by law, I'm not allowed to do that. And I see a lot of opportunities, even for my clients. I mean, if one market is not performing, another market is performing somewhere. So that's how hedge funds and all these people work. So in the next 5 years, I believe this is going to open up.
Is there something else also on your wish list from the government besides this, hoping to open the international markets for you?
Well, besides the international markets, I want the government to make our cities world class.
Yeah,
it's very important. I've been to Singapore, I've been to Hong Kong, I've traveled the world with my father being in the foreign service. So if you go to Singapore, what is Singapore? It's nothing. It's a piece of land. And look where it's gone. Macau is just a fishing village. So why can't we make 10 Singapores in India with our cities? We've got beautiful locations, we've got history, we've got rivers going through any city. We can make huge waterfronts. We can have casinos. Why not? You get so much revenue. Look at Macau. Right now the turnover is more than Las Vegas.
Yes.
Okay, it's 3 times the size of Las Vegas. And how have they become that? Just by gambling. Why not? We can have a regulated gambling industry here. It'll get us revenue. Suppose there's gambling in Delhi. The revenue will come out of that. It'll employ so many people. It'll benefit the city. It'll clean up the city. I think there's a lot of opportunity. That's the main thing I want the government to do.
What's your word of advice to SMEs who are looking to get into the financial services industry? What's your piece of advice to them?
My piece of advice is that you must try. It's better to try and fail than to fail to try, as I said before. You must have the capability to take risks. You see, you will fail. That's a learning curve. That's part of life. but you have to learn from those failures. Okay, without friction there won't be any forward movement. So anything, if you see in anything, there's always friction. So don't be afraid to take risks. Live your dream. If it doesn't work out, don't worry. There's another dream somewhere. So keep working on it.
Final question. Now you're currently a 70-member team, started in 1998. Currently your annual revenue is around 20 crores. What's the way ahead? Where is Bezel Group?
As I mentioned earlier, I believe in the next 4 or 5 years our financial markets will open up, whether it's insurance or whether it's maybe I can become a broker on the New York Stock Exchange.
Right.
And I can start investing there or trading there. I can ask my clients to invest there. If the Indian markets are not performing, they can invest in probably in Bolivia. Maybe it's performing there. So I believe it's going to open up in that direction. I, being a trader inherently, I will make a bigger trading desk. We've got a trading desk right now because that's where my passion lies. So that's where I think the markets are headed right now, in the financial markets.
All right. Well, we wish you all the very best in your future endeavors. Thank you so much. It was a pleasure to talk to you, Mr.
Thank
Bhatia.
you. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Well, that was the inspiring story of Angad Singh Bhatia of the Bezel Group. Testimony to the fact that having a single-minded determination to be the best at what you do will get you places. Join us next time as we meet with another entrepreneur who's striving for excellence. Until then, from the entire team, many thanks for watching.
Focus, ideate, innovate, enable.
Samsung Galaxy Note 3 series. A note for everyone.